Affordability, the squeeze, and why hard work doesn't feel like enough anymore. Welcome to episode 3, and by now you've probably felt the pattern. Episode 1 was the wake-up call, episode 2 was the heavy stuff, and now episode 3, where we really dig into something every person in Washington feels, whether they've talked about it or not. Let's talk about why life feels harder. Let's talk about why families can't catch their breath. Let's talk about why you can work full-time, sometimes overtime, and still feel like the ground under your feet is sinking. Because, honestly, it's not in your head. Working people are getting squeezed hard. And nobody seems to be explaining it in a way that makes sense. People don't need another political speech. They don't need another news headline. What they need is someone to just say plainly, everything costs too much and wages can't keep up, and it's breaking people. It doesn't matter if you're in construction, retail, trucking, healthcare. It just doesn't matter. Everyone I talk to says the same thing. It feels like I'm doing everything right, so how am I just barely scraping by still? And that's the scary part. People aren't asking to be rich. People are just asking to breathe. To not have a panic attack when the groceries hit the conveyor belt. To not hold their breath when rent increases show up in the mailbox. To not choose between gas and dinner on the way home from work. The middle class is the backbone of Washington, and right now it's like someone is tightening a clamp around that backbone every single month. The cost of living is the quiet villain here. Groceries through the roof. Rent, forget it. People are paying mortgages to landlords. Utilities up. Childcare equal to a second full-time job. Insurance ridiculous. Construction materials triple what they used to be. Every paycheck feels like sand slipping through your fingers. And the hardest part is, nobody ever says why. Well, I will. We've built a system where raising wages became the only solution anyone ever talks about. But raising wages doesn't mean much when the price of everything raises twice as fast. People don't need higher wages, they need lower costs, and they need sanity. And I don't care where anyone falls politically. This isn't left or right. This is math, this is reality, and this is human. Housing is the monster that nobody has tamed. Housing is the biggest chokehold on Washington families right now. Trying to buy a house feels like trying to win a raffle you didn't even know you entered. Even renting is insane. People have 2 incomes and still struggle. And it's not because people aren't working hard, it's because our housing system moves like it's running on Windows 98. Permits take forever, small builders drown in red tape, zoning rules are from a different century, and giant investment corporations buy entire blocks like they're collecting Pokemon cards. And if we want families to survive here, we have to let builders actually build. We have to make room for the smaller starter homes again, and we have to speed up permitting. We have to stop making the process so complicated that only big developers can afford to participate. Because guess what? Those big developers are never going to save the middle class. Small builders will. The people who actually know how to pour foundations and swing hammers, they're the ones who will make the housing affordable again. We just have to let them. Childcare and energy, the 2 silent killers nobody warns the young families about. You want to see a parent cry? Ask them how much they pay for childcare. Some people are paying more in daycare than they do for rent. That's not challenging, that's impossible. And utilities, man, every month it's like opening a scratch ticket without the excitement. We need stable, affordable energy, not policies written by people who have never opened their own power bill. When basics become luxuries, society breaks down, and that's exactly what's happening here. The trades matter more than anyone realizes. This part hits home for me because I've watched the trades, the backbone of this country, slowly thin out. We told young people that trades were not good enough, that college was the only respectable path, and now we can't find enough welders, carpenters, operators, mechanics, electricians, plumbers, basically everybody you need to keep the society running. This is a shortage. It's not just hurting companies, it's hurting the economy because the trades create the middle class. They build the houses, the roads, the infrastructure, the stuff everyone else relies on. If we want to undo some of the squeeze, we need to make trades respected again. We need apprenticeships, we need real training, we need to give young people a path to a decent life that doesn't require a 4-year degree and a lifetime of debt. When you rebuild the trades, you rebuild the middle class. And when you rebuild the middle class, everything starts working again. So how do we fix the squeeze? Not with magic, not with slogans, not with a political chess game. We fix it by doing something revolutionary. We make life affordable again. We bring down the cost of housing, we bring down the cost of childcare, we bring down the cost of energy, we make it easier to run a small business, we let builders build, we support trades, and we rebuild fairness into the system. If we do those things, if we bring the basics back down to earth, something incredible happens. People start breathing again. People stop feeling defeated. People feel human again. That's what episode 3 is about. It's not about complaining. It's saying, we can fix this, and here's how. Because if episode 2 showed us why everything feels broken, episode 3 shows us where to start rebuilding. And episode 4, that's where the real nuts and bolts plan kicks in. And if you're still listening to this right now, you're already part of the solution. A better Washington isn't built by the governments. It's built by us. One honest day at a time.